Welcome everyone, this is Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy, and next to me, Subhead Turtle, who is joining me on an epic road trip that we like to call Bob and Ed's Excellent Adventure. So we are driving from Houston, Texas, across the country up to Cleveland, Tennessee, where we're going to be dropping off this gigantic 8.5-foot sea view that you see suspended from the ceiling of our rented minivan. And from there, we're going to continue our road trip, another long distance, down to Florida, where we're going to be dropping off a bunch of other large boats to other customers. So hopefully you enjoy tagging along with us. We're going to have a great time, make the most of a long time in the car. Hope you enjoy. Yes. So we're in the Swamp State, Louisiana. I think maybe half an hour ago we crossed in. Yeah. Sun's up. It's 7:15 in the morning. Got about 10 hours of driving left. Should be in about 6:30 to Cleveland, Tennessee, where we're going to overnight. We're going to hook up with Casey. We'll get Casey on. Yeah, Casey Thrower. He's got, if you guys remember that Crockett surface boat, he picked that up from me. But at any rate, there's a recurring question that always gets asked of me, and it's usually when we're in person with somebody, but they ask, how did you get in to RC Submarines? So Ed and I are going to take a minute here. We're going to talk each in like 2 minutes. 2 minute summary. 2 minutes of how you can.
I think I can do it in 2 minutes.
Don't make me edit too much.
Okay. How I got into the hobby, I have a distinct point. When I served aboard an FBM, SSBN 631, the Grand, Grand. I was a Go Crew member, and Go Crews had on and off periods. So it's basically 3 months on, 3 months off. So it was during one of the early off periods that I came across a hobby magazine, because again I was a static modeler, and in that magazine had a picture of an RC submarine. Okay? And having served on the sub, I said, I want one of those. I got to have one. And we fast forward to 1986, 1987, 1988. I walked into a hobby store, Action Hobby, and there, for $125, was a Crick U-25. But I picked up that Crick for $125, and that started my career in RC Submarines. 1988. Another big influence was in the modeling magazine. I think it was Scale Ship Modeler. Their flyer had a black and white photo of a divorce skip jack. This black and white photo impressed me so much. There she was, just in water that was slack and oil with a slight bow wake, and the propeller in the back was, you can see the black and white churning the water behind it. And I fell even further in love. And that's really how it started. And I was by myself. I didn't know what I was doing. I built the Crick, and then set it off from there in 1991. I met people like Skip Passay, Mike Dory, Jim Butt, Jim Wheeler, all these people from the Northeast. Your turn.
All right. So how did I get into RC Submarines? So I've always kind of been engineering minded. So even when I was small, I would be doodling on like paper how I would build stuff out, you know. And I distinctly remember drawing a remote-controlled submarine, not knowing anything about it, and I would have been super young back then, but I was imagining, like, you know, power drill motors and all sorts of things, trying to figure out how I could make this thing go. But I was always fascinated by submarines, and I was thinking more and more as I was getting older, in my, like, late teens, early 20s, about how I could do this. And the whole impetus behind the RCSubGuy being in this hobby is a lady by the name of Vicky Ford out of the UK. And she was documenting a build of a Disney Nautilus. And she was putting it all on this website. And I got absolutely hooked, and I would religiously, every day, look at that website waiting for updates from her. And I decided I was going to do the exact same thing. So she pointed me towards some blueprints, and I started building it. And it was a wooden submarine. The idea being that you're going to fiberglass or resin everything when it was all done, and it was all going to be perfect. What ended up happening at the end, through the course of hers, she was told by people after she built her wooden master, and I was only 2 steps behind her, that wood and water don't mix, and so she was going to make hard fiberglass molds. And she molded up her boat, it fused to the masters, and the whole project was toast. So my guide was gone, I knew nothing else, and so I finished up my wooden master, and then I began teaching myself rubber mold making, and made a gigantic rubber mold. My Nautilus was 5.5 feet long. It was 66 inches long. Ended up doing that, built the boat out of fiberglass and resin, got that all done. And in the meantime, I was trying to figure out this whole RC thing, and then by chance, I came across an article by Greg Sharp. And it was signed at the bottom, Greg Sharp, Victoria, British Columbia. And I happened to be living in Victoria, British Columbia at the time, so I reached out, and sure enough, he only lived about 25 minutes away from me. And so I went out there. He was super impressed with my Nautilus, you know, model, and he helped me with my watertight cylinder in exchange for me building his website, Deep Sea Science. Because up to that point, he just had, I think, like a splash page with, like, mail me or something like that. So, long story short, got my first RC submarine all built. It took 2 years, 2.5 years from start to finish. And this was 1999. So it launched, I think, in 2001. And then after that, you know, I made a promise that, like Vicky Ford, I was going to share all of my trials and tribulations through my website, and that would be my original website, rc-sub.com. And sure enough, short time after that, people started reaching out and wondering if I would build a submarine for them, and my second boat was another Disney Nautilus.
Where are we crossing, Bob?
Mississippi.
MISSISSIPPI. Yeah. We're in good spirits?
So far, the coffee helps a lot.
Yes, it does. I'm still nursing my 5 a.m. What was that, 4:30?
That was 4:30, yeah.
That's 4:30. We're on Bob time.
Our boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that will did go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum.
So you can tell that we're getting a little stir crazy. 7 hours and 44 minutes left, and we're listening to sea shanties on Spotify, which is actually pretty high energy. It's keeping us awake. So that's like road trip music. What do you guys listen to on long road trips? I'd be super interested. Or more importantly, what do you listen to in the shop when you're building your boats.
You want your
I want my gourmet lunch, please.
gourmet lunch?
I got chicken Caesar wrap.
Chicken salad on white bread.
Seems like a safe thing to get from a gas station.
I always look to them and get the latest,
The freshest one.
the freshest one.
Yeah, so we're in MI-double-SI, double PPI,
No.
double...
Hattiesburg, Louisiana.
No, I thought we were in Mississippi. Did we go back into Louisiana again?
I don't know.
We crossed into Mississippi.
Did we?
We did.
We're in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Oh man,
We're
we're
at-
crossing the Mississippi.
That was a while ago. It popped up on here. So we got 6 hours and 3 minutes of drive time left, not including stops. Making good time. It's beautiful out, 80 degrees, sunny, and we're solving all the world's problems for RC submarine design.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's amazing what you can figure out when you got 13 hours with nothing else to do but talk with another like-minded individual. So yeah, we're gonna keep hoofing around. We got a full tank of fuel. We just fueled up and we grabbed our food.
Yum, 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 yum.
And I grabbed my energy drink. So should be no dozing off. Hey Google, where are we?
I could say where we are, but it's not age appropriate.
Your current location is Tuscaloosa County, Al.
Tuscaloosa County. That sounds fun.
Alabama.
We are in Tuscaloosa County, Alabama, in a traffic jam, which looks like it's going to add 8 minutes to our 13 hour trip. All right, guys, we're going to play a little game because we're really bored, and we thought this would be fun way for you guys to know a little bit about us, in case you care who these crazy people are. So here's the game. Each one of us, Ed and I, we're going to come up with 3 facts about ourselves. And you need to decide and comment below whether or not the facts are true. Ed, you wanna start with your 3 potentially true but likely made up facts?
So tired. That's a fact, but that's not happening now. That's not one of the 3. First fact. I spoke fluent Italian before I spoke English, but I don't remember the Italian at all. That was fact number 1.
Fact number 1. All right.
True or false? Fact number 2. I learned to helm an 8,000-ton submarine before I had a valid driver's license. True or false? Fact number 3. I have crossed the Atlantic 3 different ways. Over it in an airplane, on it in a cruise ship, and below it in a nuclear-powered submarine. And by that, I mean from the U.S. to Europe.
Could be true. Might not be.
You tell us.
You tell us below. Comment below before we tell you the answer.
Bob.
All right. Over to me. 3 facts. Let me think some up here. Okay, first fact. True or false? I built an RC submarine for NASA. Maybe, maybe not. Sounds plausible. Second fact. I studied martial arts for 14 years, and I have my black belt in 2 different kinds of martial arts. Is that true? Might be true. Last one. When I was 22 years old, I drove a Lamborghini Countach for my car.
Rockin' the count.
Insurance was a bear. Yeah.
If it was true.
If it was true.
We don't know.
So comment below, and we're going to drive a little bit further, and if we feel like it, we'll let you know which ones actually are true and which ones are not true.
Ooh, Cracker Barrel!
Another Cracker Barrel. All right, guys, it's time. We've driven far enough. We wanted to let you know which of the facts we relayed to you a little earlier on is, in fact, true. So, Ed, you want to go through your facts one by one and let them know if it's true, and then maybe a little backstory to it.
Absolutely. Okay, speaking Italian before I learned English, even though I was born...
Oh, is it true or is it false?
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. Sorry, this is true.
And like I said, I find that interesting because his name is like Norse. There's
a whole story behind that. I'm not going to bore, but I am half Norwegian, half Italian. And my mother tells me that I spoke Italian before I spoke English. I can understand a little Italian nowadays, but apparently that was my first language. Which leads to the second question.
Okay.
It actually leads to the third, so we'll start with that, the third fact. Crossing the Atlantic. So apparently, is it true or false, cross the Atlantic over, on, and under? The answer is yes. And the final fact of learning to steer an 8,000-ton submarine is also true. I was 17. In fact, I joined the Navy 1 month after my 17th birthday.
Wow.
And I was on the Grant. My birthday's in January. I was in March. Graduated boot camp, Armed Forces Day. 6 weeks of sub school on the Grant, out to sea. And I began to qualify, and one of those qualifications, a helmsman planesman. I was taught, and I didn't get my driver's license because I never needed it.
Makes sense.
A year later. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, so yeah, 3 facts. What was the order that I did them in? Speed trap.
Speed trap.
Did I indeed build a submarine, an RC submarine for NASA? The answer is yes. Yeah, I did. I built a little prototype of the Titan turtle, which NASA was looking to put up into one of the moons of Saturn, Europa, where the seas are made of liquid methane, which is super exciting. So I got to build a little scale version of what they had come up with as a probe, and I got to run it around in a pool at the NASA facility, and Discovery Channel Canada was there at the time filming it.
Not the probe, anything but the probe.
Yeah. All right, so there's that. Second one. Am I indeed a martial artist? Is my middle name of Bruce? Is that after Bruce Lee? Yes and no. I'm not named after Bruce Lee, but I did study martial arts for 14 years, and I do actually have my black belt in both ITF and WTF Taekwondo. I also studied Kung Fu, Jeet Kune Do, grappling, and Krav Maga, which is super exciting.
His new DC superhero name, Kick Butt. His kick ass is already taken. You know?
Yeah. And the last one, unfortunately, my vehicle when I was 22 years old was a Lamborghini Countach. It was a Lamborghini Countach kit car that I built. I got an unfinished project off of eBay. It was built off of a Pontiac Fiero, but it had a small block Chevy in the back. Took me like 2 years to build it. It ran like crap. It overheated all the time, but it sure looked cool. Turned a lot of heads, that vehicle. there you go. 3 facts. If you guys all said that all the facts were true, congratulations. Your prize is in the mail.
All right. And I just had a thought with this fun fact for all of you who like bills, to have Bob do your bill. He too will make you a Countach given the right money.
Anything is possible.
Anything given money and
money, time, and talent. Yeah.
This is tunes. None of this rock and roll garbage.
Them sounds like fighting words.
So very tired. Where are we, Bob?
We're an hour and 47 minutes away from Cleveland. I think Chattanooga is about half an hour up the road. Welcome to Georgia, y'all.
Welcome, Georgia.
1 hour, 5 minutes to the hotel.
So what are we talking about?
It was welcome to Georgia, y'all. That was the whole purpose behind this snippet.
Oh.
And we were going to talk about the submarine.
The USS Georgia.
USS, yeah.
Yes. And we know that's a Ohio class submarine.
And it's black.
And it's black. Of the Ohio class, there were 24 planned, 18 were built. The USS Georgia and the aforementioned USS Alabama were Ohio class submarines. Are Ohio class submarines.
And the movie featuring the Alabama is
Crimson Tide, Alabama.
There you go.
And now you know.
Now you know. This is an educational video.
Yes.
Maybe I could get sponsorship.
Yes. The more you know.
The more you don't know.
Oh boy.
Oh, wait, no. The more you know, the more you know you don't know.
Dudes out there, it is 16:14. That's 4:14 to you landlubbers. So we left at 4:30 this morning. And we stopped, what, twice for gas?
Twice.
Gas and bio breaks. And I think we drove through for breakfast. So we're a little punchy right now.
We're meeting Casey tonight, though. He's going to come meet us. We should have time to get checked into the hotel. And we're going to, I think there's a Cracker Barrel nearby. We're going to do Cracker Barrel for dinner.
We're doing Cracker Barrel.
I hope they serve beer there.
They serve beer, Cracker Barrel.
All right, we're going to push through. I did notice at our last gas stop that Seaview has suffered some travel damage. The 2 Cadillac taillights, the shrouds got knocked off. We went over a gigantic, it was not a bump, it was a freaking ramp. And we Dukes of Hazzarded it. I think we caught air. Fortunately, everything is strapped down. I got straps securing it to the ceiling and to the floor. So, but it shifted just enough to knock the taillight off. So we got to do that, and then there's a little piece right here that might have come loose. But all in all, much better than shipping it via truck or whatever. We made it. What time is it? I don't know my watch.
It is, I'm still on Central Time. It is
6:30, 6:24.
Yep.
So we got about half an hour before Casey shows up.
Yeah, about a half hour.
Right. Time to check into the old Fairfield Inn and splash some water on our faces, get cleaned up, and
bio break.
Get some dinner. I'm hungry. I'm ready.
You said it. What are we having? Do you know?
A tall glass of beer.
Yeah, isn't that pretty wild? I like big boats. I cannot lie. I'll get the stand. I got the stand. Okay. All right.
Yeah, just throw it on that blanket.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's a good looking boat you got there. She really is. Just enough detail to make it interesting, but without me, I have a problem with detail boats like that. I'm knocking everything off all the time.
And this is circa like late 90s. This was built.
Yeah.
MSD subdriver cylinder.
That's the ones you made for about 6 months.
That was a couple years.
What was it?
Cool.
They've never been in the water.
Coming soon to a pond near you.
I'd do good in a 1/72 skipjack. Oh yeah, that's it.
That's a serious connector right there. All right.
Well, y'all go on and get some sleep. What time do you leave out tomorrow?
We are going to meet them at 8. So we've.
Well, all right, guys. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Friday morning, about 7:30. It's a little overcasty out, but had some breakfast at the hotel. It was not what you would call breakfast of champions. I have to say, biscuits and gravy, not my favorite way to start the day out. But it's tasty, isn't it? We are off to the museum. And we're going to get there a little early. We're going to pull the boat down, check it over, make sure that everything is copacetic before we haul it in. Got a few minor repairs to make. And get this thing handed off. Take a look at some of the cars in there. That might be kind of cool. So, off we go.
Not tired.
So this is not what we were expecting. As it turns out, it feels like this is going to be a rather affluent individual's private car collection, and he wants a giant sea view to hang from the ceiling. So this is not a company, this is his house.
Oh my.
So that was an adventure. That was an experience. That was almost worth the drive just for that. Not what I expected. I think that neither of us expected. The invoice came from a museum, an actual company, but we ended up delivering to private residence, which happens to have a museum as part of the grounds of said property. So I can't divulge who this was, but he's a rather affluent individual. We met his staff there, and he came in and checked things out and gave his input on how it was going to be hung and stuff. We did our final repairs and touch-ups, everything. It looked beautiful. So, we are going to share a couple of pictures in here that we took. The car collection was unique and what's the word? Eccentric.
Eccentric. Not quite Jay Leno's, but
well, I'll have you know that David, the asset manager, was telling me this was one of 3 facilities they have with all the other ones. So this was like the cool classic cars. The other ones are the ones with all the Lamborghinis and Ferraris and all of that fun stuff. So, but at any rate, we saw the one we love the most. You can say it. What is it? What was it?
Oh, 1966
the Batmobile.
Batmobile with a Gotham City license plate. 1966 Gotham City license plate. It was awesome.
It was epically awesome. Obviously that Batman was a little before my time, but that Batmobile could convert me. Standing next to that thing,
it had all the instrumentation. It had the red bat phone. It had hookups for the rocket motor, propane hookups for the rocket motor. I think I saw 350. It's a 353.
It's based on a Cadillac
V8.
chassis.
It's awesome.
Caddy V8.
Futura.
Yeah.
It's a 57 Futura.
Yeah.
I think. The thing was Batman.
So what's going to happen with our Sea View? It's going to hang like right in the middle of all of his like neon signs and stuff from the ceiling, and it's got like with the floodlights is going to shine down on like a little Model T kids go-kart thing, whatever that was. So at any rate, they promised they're going to send pictures once it's installed. So I'm super excited about that. I did get a picture with Alan, and they're going to send that to me too once once I get settled, once they get settled. So we'll have an update. Maybe by the time this video's done, I'll have that picture, and if so, I'll put it right here. And if not, then I just did for nothing. So we are now off to the Red Clay Resort. Should be only 15 minutes away from here. We're going to drive down, check out the facility. Hopefully, they might be closed. Still early, early in the season. We'll just walk around like we own the place.
Yes.
And show you guys what Subfest grounds are going to look like. Get you excited. Reminder, Subfest, 3rd week of September. All the information is on my site. Don't wait. Get your tickets now. We need to know how many people are coming so that we can start making plans. This year is going to be better than ever. More attendees, more boats, more prizes. I know I've got, just to kick things off, like a 7-foot long U-boat model going in the raffle. Yeah. So sign up. We're going to get back to you in a couple minutes once we pull into the resort, and see you guys in a minute. So here we are at the Red Clay Resort. Fortunately, the guys down here were good enough to let us come in and walk around. The whole spring has been drained, and I'm actually kind of excited about this because we've never really seen what it's like down deep in there. So we're going to go check that out here right away and show you guys what it looks like at the bottom of a spring-fed pool. Oh, hi. So,
This is interesting.
yeah, I'll just get right in there. Okay, there you go. So I'm trying to think, do you remember seeing weeds when we operated?
No.
So that must end when they...
But it's so deep. Think about it. You couldn't really tell.
I think they put some algicide in too, which probably gets rid of all of that stuff for season.
The bottom is sandy.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to have been rocky.
Yeah, and it was coming up through the cracks, but
Yeah.
I guess not. So this is cement all the way down to this point.
Juniper Springs, Alexander Springs.
Yeah. So for everybody who's been here before, this is Alan, and Alan looks after us when we're here. And
He's the man.
And he's going to be hooking us up with nice clean water for September. Yeah.
Get started at.
Well, September's beautiful. If you can put an order in for 75 and sunny, that'd be perfect.
Oh, that would be perfect temperature. You don't never know about September. It'll be 100 degrees. Or
Rainy,
Yeah.
like it was last year.
yeah.
We still had a good time though.
But honestly though, around here September is normally the driest month of the year. So when you catch rain in September like y'all did last year,
Yeah.
it's like,
Well,
this was not even supposed to happen.
every year since 2020, and every year it's been perfect except for last year. So that was just an off year.
Yeah, you can't do nothing about the weather. The weather's going to be what it is.
So again, everyone, Subfest is back. Is going to be better than ever. This is the facility that we operate in, and you've seen the videos that I've had before. We got on-site concessions, we've got on-site restrooms, we've got covered areas back there with picnic tables to set up, so rain or shine, you're protected for your boats. You can leave them all out. We got power right there by the benches, and you've seen the spring-fed pool that we're going to be operating in there. And it's about 6 feet lower right now, obviously, than it normally is. Water crystal clear, typically. It's absolutely gorgeous. We have a great time. Check it out on the website, nautilusdrydocs.com. Right up on the top under events, Subfest 2024. It's going to be awesome. So, it's 4:14. We're in Florida. Are there songs about Florida? Is like a Sweet Home Alabama song? Is there like a Sweet Swamp Florida song? Anyhow, we're in Florida. We are less than an hour from Ocala. We got to swing by UPS store because Casey forgot the radio to Crockett in the car, and we missed it. So now we got to UPS him his radio before we meet up with Eddie, who's like little Ed.
Sub Eddie.
My
boy.
Yep. So we're going to hook up with him for dinner, head out to the hotel, get some rest, and then shoot on over, drop off some more boats.
I'll get to see Aurora, my granddaughter, who, as I told Bob before, is probably the youngest radio-controlled submarine owner out there. Because about 2 months after she was born and I got diverted to Florida from the last Subfest, I gifted her my Neptune, Thunder Neptune. Right?
Thunder Tiger Neptune.
Thunder Tiger Neptune.
Boat of Boba Fett.
Yes, the one that painted like the boat of Boba Fett.
So that's our evening. I don't know if we're going to catch any more video tonight or not. But
Probably not. They're getting bored of us.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's fun.
Especially that one over there.
Yeah.
He's bored.
We made it to Ocala, Florida, and we're hanging out with
Sub Eddie.
Sub Eddie and his beautiful family. We missed the baby.
Yeah.
The baby's down.
Baby had to take a
My
nap.
granddaughter's in bed.
But we got the dogs, Bristol and Thor's around here somewhere too. And we're just relaxing because we earned it. It's been a long day. Ed's gonna do his cigar thing, and then we're gonna head back to the hotel room.
Yeah.
Eventually. Saturday morning. I think it's Saturday.
Yes. Day 3.
Day 3. Bob and Ed's excellent adventure. Had a good time last night with Sub Eddie and his family. So we are about half an hour into our trip from Ocala, dropping off the gargantuan Akula and the 80-inch DeBoer RC models to our good friend and customer Stan. So we should be there about half an hour, 25 minutes or so. It's a beautiful day here. Wow. Sunny and 64 in Florida. Perfect weather. We stopped and we got breakfast of champions.
Coffee.
So we're hyped up on caffeine. Should carry us through for another hour or two. So we'll be there shortly. Hopefully we'll grab a little footage. Maybe Stan will be okay getting on our video.
Yeah. Who doesn't want that 5 minutes of fame?
Headed towards submarines, and then they got into, the internet with the simulated subs.
Oh yeah.
And now that I have time because I'm retired, I want to get into this hobby. And when he was down here in Florida, it was great because it was close and everything, but there's nobody around. So if your son's interested in starting a club, I don't care if we meet halfway and start a club someplace.
Did you just say that you're just getting into this hobby?
It's been, since I met you.
How many boats have you bought from me?
4.
Yeah, you got quite the fleet going on, and they're all like super unique. So let's see, you got Sea-View, Akula.
I've got the U-boat, the Sea Hound, which I owe you for.
Right.
Now the big Nautilus. I've got a small Nautilus, the real
31, yeah.
And the Flying Sub.
So, 10 in the morning, we've had a little change of plans. Right? Yeah. So we were going to drive all the way to Merritt, Florida, but got a hold of the customer, and he said, hey, why are you driving all the way out here? I'll just meet you in Orlando, which is where you're going to hang out tonight anyway. So that's awesome. We're going to head to our hotel, and he's just going to meet us there. That's where we're going to do the handoff. So that cleared up like half the day. That's going to be pretty awesome. Another development, though. It got reached out to late last night by a gentleman way back up in Tennessee, and he is clearing out all of his RC sub stuff and wants to know if I'm going to buy it. So hopefully within the next couple of hours, he's going to send me some more information. We're going to get on the horn with him. Maybe we'll put some of that on video. And to see if I can come to an agreement. If we can, I'm strongly considering dropping Ed off and hoofing it all the way back up to Tennessee again, which is only 9 hours of driving.
Plus the 13 hours back.
And 13 hours back, yeah. But, I mean, it could be worth it. If I can get a good enough deal, he's got, oh gosh, about 5 submarines, about 4 or 5 kits, 2 destroyers, a PT boat,
The memorabilia.
a memorabilia, like a Russian submarine flag. Authentic, so he says. So we're gonna see how that all works out. We will keep you all updated. Wait for the information, pictures from him, and play it by ear. Stand by.
Hello?
Hey, Donnie's Bob.
Yes.
All right, went through this. I went through this in detail here, and I'm not gonna spend like a lot of time trying to like justify all of this to you.
Okay, you got a deal.
All right, well that was easy.
I'm easy at this point in my life. With me looking at the end, I'm kind of easy. I'm just trying to enjoy the last days I got.
I understand. Okay, well now I've got work to do. I've got to cancel flights, extend my rental vehicle, find some hotels. I'm gonna get to work.
Like I said, yeah, we got a nice guest room. If you want to rest the night here, you're welcome. And my wife's a pretty good cook. If we get her to cook something, unless we get like Wingstop or something, you know, it's one of my favorite things to do.
Okay.
But, yeah. All right, great.
Good stuff. Well, thank you very much. We will be in touch shortly, and have a good rest of your day.
All right. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
So I now need to call my beautiful, loving, and understanding wife and tell her I'm going to be home 2 days later.
I'm going to be home before you.
Yeah. So Ed gets to fly home all by his lonesome. We'll see if we can hire somebody to hold his hand and make sure he gets to the gate okay. And in the meantime, I've got to work out logistics. I've got to cancel my flight. I've got to change my rental vehicle and figure out where I'm going to stay in Tennessee. Exciting stuff! Well, good morning. It's Sunday morning at almost 7 o'clock. I've been on the road for 3 hours already. Heading back up to Tennessee. So, as you saw yesterday, managed to close the deal on a big lot of RC boats. It was definitely worth changing the plans, canceling my flight, rebooking the rental car. So now I've got about another 8 hours up to Clarksville, Tennessee, where I will meet the gentleman and we'll load up. I'm going to camp out there tonight, and then tomorrow it is a straight shot home. Should be about 13 hours. Finally put this epic road trip to rest. Ed got off this morning. Talked to him. He was at the airport. I think he said he was going to send some footage from the airplane. So we'll see if we can splice that in, catch up with Ed and see how his trip went. So back on the road right now. Let me just see where we're at. I got the trip going here. So far we're at 1,735 miles, averaging 25 miles to the gallon in this Chrysler minivan. So 28 hours of total driving so far, and just a few coming up over the course of the next couple days.
All right, Subed here. As you know, Bob and I parted ways. I'm on a United Airlines flight back to Houston to meet his son Logan, who will take me back to his house. Looking forward to a good flight. Had a fantastic time with Bob. He's off to pick up more boats, which will go through and list for everybody, but we had a fantastic time. It was an excellent end to Bob and Ed's excellent adventure. Thanks for watching.
12:30, 2.5 hours to go. Just entered Tennessee. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful rolling hills. I love this time of year. Bright green foliage. The weather's perfect. 75 degrees and sunny outside. I've got to call the gentleman because I forgot about the time change, so I'm actually going to be there quite a bit before when I told him he was going to be there. So got an extra hour back. Like, talk about a weird trip and all of the like crazy changes to itineraries and stuff. It's been pretty cool. So 2.5 to go. I'm going to be calling my customer here right away. We're going to get things figured out and hopefully take a look at some cool boats here in a couple hours.
1,000 hours flying. That's that one there.
Very cool. So just left Donnie's place and got a little haul of boats in the back. Got lots of cool stuff. Also ended up with a little extra stuff that I wasn't expecting, which is super cool. Beautiful one-of-one hand-painted painting of a German U-boat, an authentic Russian submarine flag. Donnie's a super interesting guy. He was flew helicopters in the military, spent time based in Germany, married a beautiful Russian woman, and she does hand-dyed silk scarves. So I got one of those for Renee from her. So super cool stop. I'm looking for somewhere to eat. And I'm going to hit the hotel, catch up on all my correspondence, get a good sleep, and see what tomorrow brings. Good morning. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I've been on the road for an hour. Heading home. 11 hours, 14 minutes of drive time, plus bio breaks and fuel stops. I know you can't see me right now, but I wanted to share. It's funny how Google takes us down these like little like 2-lane roads, and this is actually pretty fine. But earlier, man, it was like a rally slalom through the forest, and for some reason, despite the fact it was this like little narrow curving road, the speed limit was like 55 miles an hour. So it definitely kept the adrenaline up first thing in the morning. Don't need to worry about falling asleep there. But we're making good time, and I'm having fun driving. Got some stuff shifting around in the back. I gotta stop for fuel eventually and double check, make sure nothing got shifted in the wrong direction. But we are on our way early in the morning. Back in Texas, just crossed over the border, and you think, oh hey, we're almost there.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 220A for I-369 South, US 59 South toward Houston.
You you'd be like, oh, hey, you're almost there. Nope. Almost 5 hours to go still before I make it back to the Woodlands. But that's fine. This is the home stretch now. Coming up on lunch, getting a little peckish. We'll see what we can find on the side of the road. Weather's good. Didn't catch any of that nasty weather. It must have all blown past. So just talked to Ed. He made it back home. So everybody made it back who needed to make it back, except me.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 220A.
Well, we are almost there. 4 minutes away from home. 3:58 p.m. Almost exactly 12 hours from when I left this morning. So I'm gonna get pulled out in the driveway, and we're gonna take a look at the trip computer and see how many miles and how long this whole trip took. All right, we are home. Let's take a look at the trip computer. 3,065 miles over the course of basically 48 hours over 5 days. Hands down, the most driving I've ever done in my life. But it was a good time, and I owe a lot of that to Ed, who made the first part of the trip bearable. Kept me company, and hopefully you guys enjoyed our little trip too. With that, we're going to sign off for this. Look for an update on everything that we got at the beginning of the next video coming out. If you like what you see here, like and subscribe, guys. It helps us out at the Dry Docks a lot. With that, I'm going to let you go. You have a great rest of your day, and as always, catch you next time.